Tara Henderson is an influencer here on YouTube with 635,000 subscribers. That is a ton of people to be lying to. She has lied to her subscribers about her criminal past, her addiction, and now her placenta abruption. She is currently pregnant and she is experiencing some complications, but she has made it sound a lot worse on YouTube so that she can capture your attention and really just make money off of you guys. That's really her main motive here. So I'm going to uncover who Tara is and dive deep into her past. So get ready to pay close attention, grab a snack, and wash it down with some hot tea because today's tea stands for Tara. Like I mentioned, Tara has 635,000 subscribers on YouTube and she has a bunch of followers on Instagram as well. She shares her children's lives online along with her husband Adam, who is in the military. So she's got some videos about military mom life, she's got some videos about like morning routines and goodnight routines and just the basic family channel things. But as you guys know, family channels are just kind of going downhill, especially like Brittany and Baby. She had her 4th child this summer and that video was pretty crappy and the views were just not there. So people don't care about these birth vlogs or these family vlogs anymore. They realize that they are actually exploiting their children, and so is Tara. But Tara is also other things as well, including her unborn child, by claiming she's had a placenta abruption when she's actually had a hematoma. These are two very different things, and Tara definitely knows the difference between the two. She just hasn't corrected herself on where she is wrong. And this is really big because, you know, Chrissy Teigen had a really tragic incident this year around the same time that Tara's situation is going on, and it seems like she is using this pain that she's going through and making it seem a lot worse so that she can capture your attention. Tara has published 4 videos about the situation on YouTube so far, and in none of these videos does she clarify what actually happened to her on that first night at the ER. She's also posted things on her Instagram story talking about devastating news regarding her pregnancy, and it's clear that she's trying to scare her subscribers into thinking something is wrong with her unborn child. Thank God there is nothing seriously wrong with her baby, but what she discussed on her vlogs and shared with you guys was a lie because she tried to make it seem a lot worse than it was. And she went from literally 3 weeks ago making a vlog talking about how she's going to lose her child and going to be bedridden for the rest of her pregnancy to this most recent vlog where she's going around pumpkin patches and visiting their house and moving around. It's just clear that this woman is lying, and I'm not sure why she wouldn't have corrected herself from the start. This situation would have gone very differently if she just didn't lie to her subscribers. She posted this first video, really emotional, talking about her ER visit, going into details, and I will play it in a second. But she lied in this video, and she continued to lie in her next video where she provided an update, and she said there was a new problem going on, that the placenta abruption healed itself. Well, that's just not possible at all. Take a look at what I'm actually talking about, and then we will get into the video and watch the manipulation that she is doing to her subscribers, trying to fool them into thinking that she is in a really bad position when she's actually doing quite fine.
We waited for the doctor to come in, and as soon as he came in, he shut the door behind him and he sat down in the chair, and I just remember looking at his face and realizing, like, before he even said anything, that it wasn't good. And he told me baby still had a heartbeat, baby was still measuring right on track. And that gave me so much hope in that second. But as soon as he said, but unfortunately, my heart sank. And he used the words, I'm pretty sure, placenta abruption, and that's what it says in my paperwork.
So Tara just said in her paperwork it says that she has a placenta abruption. Her paperwork actually says possible placenta abruption, and that is just not the case. It was never a placenta abruption. And when she came back on YouTube in her next vlog, she said, oh, well, the tear healed itself, which is not possible. And she said there is a new problem. Tara, there is no new problem. There is the same problem, you just presented it differently at first and did not correct yourself.
There's now a whole separate issue than when we initially went in, when I went into the ER and when I went in to see my OB to follow up. So the partial tear, there's no tear anymore. I guess my placenta looks good, it looks healthy, it looks normal. But now there's this extra mass or lobe or blood clot, or we don't know what it is, and he couldn't tell me what it is.
You guys may have been able to read her body language there and see her looking to the left and obviously lying. And the reason why she's lying is because a placenta abruption cannot be healed. It will not just go away. This, quote, new problem is the same problem she started off with. She just said it was a placenta abruption at first and she never corrected herself. So obviously that is really concerning. She tried to present the placenta abruption idea, and then in her following vlog, she's like, "Oh, hold up! Like the placenta healed, the tear healed. I've got a hematoma." Well, girl, from the jump you had the hematoma. You never had the placenta abruption. Even though your note said possible placenta abruption, that's just kind of like umbrella statement note they gave you. Like you weren't in this position, and when you made that following video, you could have said, "Hey guys, like my last vlog, I was very emotional, but I was wrong. I'm actually in a better place right now. I have this hematoma," which is still kind of scary, and it's not like there's no risk at all, but compared to a placenta abruption, like the child would lose its life in that situation. Now let's take a deeper look into that vlog and talk about how manipulative Tara really is. I'm not trying to like cancel Tara here or trying to make fun of her or bully her in any way at all. I'm literally presenting information she has posted herself online and contradicting her own statements. There are so many people on YouTube, so many influencers like Brittany and Baby and other people who lie to their subscribers, and it's just not okay. It's not right, and you guys need to understand who you're actually watching at the end of the day. Whether it is Tara or Erin Williams or any of these other women, they have some dark past, and to act like that they are perfect and that this has never happened or they've never been involved in criminal activity is just so wrong. But I want to spend some time again on this placenta abruption situation before we touch on her criminal past, because I really feel like she took advantage of the situation because of the whole Chrissy Teigen situation and like how well that went for her. Like obviously it's a really tragic event, but like she got a ton of attention for it, and it seems like Tara is getting a ton of attention as well because people are involved in your life. They are invested. They watch your videos. They follow your family, and when they see that you posted a story claiming that devastating things have happened to your child, that is really triggering for a lot of your fans, and of course they're going to be really upset, really nervous, and really anxious to find out what actually happened to your baby. Well, this is the first vlog that she posted regarding that whole situation.
We waited for the doctor to come in, and as soon as he came in, he shut the door behind him and he sat down in the chair, and I just remember looking at his face and realizing, like, before he even said anything, that it wasn't good. And he told me baby still had a heartbeat, baby was still measuring right on track, and that gave me so much hope.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
But as soon as he said, "But unfortunately," my heart sank, and used the words, I'm pretty sure, placenta abruption.
Do you guys know that? She's like, he used the words, pretty sure, placenta abruption.
What's happening is my placenta has started to break away from my uterus, so there's a tear about 4 inches on my placenta, and he said the severity of the tear is pretty extreme. He said this is something that happened either that day or the day before, and he was kind of shocked to see that it happened this early in my pregnancy. It usually doesn't happen until you're a lot later in pregnancy.
So obviously she's really emotional in this clip, and I don't believe that she doesn't believe that there is something going on here, but it seems like she's really unsure about it, and when she's presenting it to people, it just feels a little uneasy. Like, how do you not really know what's going on with your body? Like, I understand if the doctor didn't know for sure, but it sounds like she doesn't really have great communication with her doctor. Everyone is really confused on what is going on with her child. I'm going to play the second part of this vlog right now, and this is when she gets really emotional and really starts to manipulate the situation. I feel like she's trying to make her fans feel really bad for her, which they should feel really bad for her, especially if she's going through something like this, but she's not going through something like this. She's going through something else that is far less risky, and it makes me think at the end of the day, like, this money-hungry mother might just be making this video because she knows that other mothers aren't going to feel sympathy, empathy, and the views are going to go right up.
And so he basically told me that there's a very, very good chance that I could miscarry. There's also a very small chance that it could heal, and
I just want to say, I'm sorry to pause really quickly, but there's no way for it to heal. Like, a placenta abruption will not heal. There is no healing, and most of the time the child will have severe issues because of that placenta abruption. So there is no healing this at all.
placenta can start to heal over, and I could go on and have a not normal pregnancy, but I guess normal. But I would have to take it easy with the pregnancy. But that's what we're hoping for. But he didn't give me a lot of hope when I was in the ER. He basically told me to prepare for a miscarriage, and in fact, I've been through a miscarriage before we conceived Bailey. I miscarried at 5 weeks.
Okay, obviously are very, very touchy and not a joke at all. Never a joke, should not be a joke, and also should not be used for clickbait or anything like that, because it is very tragic for the people going through it. In this case, is Tara near a miscarriage at all? No. How do we know this? How do I know this? Because she has revealed more information later on in other vlogs that show that this placenta abruption never really happened. And it makes it seem like she tried to present this idea for sympathy, for attention, and now she's trying to wipe it away like, oh no, I never had a placenta abruption. Like, girl, you made a whole vlog crying about it, saying that you most likely could lose your child from this. You're going to be on bed rest for the rest of your pregnancy. Your pregnancy will not be normal at all, and that's just so far from the truth. So obviously her fans are really, really concerned. Like, is Tara going to be okay? Is baby number 4 going to be okay? Like, how is this going to affect her in her life? Because people are really invested in her life. Well, I just want to explain what a placenta abruption is. I am sorry for the picture, but pretty much a placenta abruption is a complication in which the placenta separates prematurely from the uterine wall. When this happens, the baby can stop receiving oxygen, and it is a medical emergency. The child could actually have development issues later on and other health issues as a result of this. What Tara actually has is called a subcryonic, I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right, subcryonic hematoma, a fairly common type of clot formed by abnormal accumulation of between the placenta and the wall of the uterus. So the difference between a placenta abruption and the hematoma is pretty much, one is actually, like, the placenta abruption is actually dealing with placenta. The hematoma is actually outside of the placenta, so it's not going to affect the baby in any way. Is it scary though? Yeah, I mean, it's still scary. I mean, Tara saw coming out of her and she went to the ER because of that, but the results weren't as bad as she's trying to make it seem to be. And guys, this is my little puppy bunny. Hey girl. She's been wanting to be on camera all week, so I was like, okay, you can hop in during the Tara video. Okay. So instead of doing the responsible thing on YouTube and, you know, telling your subscribers, hey, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. I was obviously really emotional in that first clip. Like, I thought I had a placenta abruption. I have a history with miscarrying. So obviously this is really emotional and very scary for anyone. I totally understand that. But what she decides to do is post another video about the situation, my ultrasound update. And pretty much in this update, she showed the report to the camera, and this really revealed a lot about what was going on with Tara. She's not having that placenta abruption, and she knows it. You'll see in this next clip that she even says, like, yo, the placenta abruption healed itself after like 1 week, and then she talks about this new problem, the hematoma. No, honey, just the first problem you thought you had, the placenta abruption, is actually the hematoma. It's weird that she just wouldn't correct. It's like, it reminds me that some YouTubers, they get to this point where they, like, can't be wrong. Like, I can't be wrong about anything, which is really weird to me. Like, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has those days. I don't know why she can't be like, yo, I was obviously really emotional. I went to the ER. But she didn't do that. She filmed the video where she kind of looked like she's lying, and then she filmed this following video to talk about it, and she lies even more in it. And it's honestly really disappointing. When I watched those vlogs back to back, I was shook. I was like, wait, hold up. Like, you really just try to make it seem like this thing healed when there are so many women out in the United States and across the world who experience this, and they clearly know there is no healing a placenta abruption or a tear or whatever she wants to call it.
There's now a whole separate issue than when we initially went in, when I went into the ER and when I went in to see my OB to follow up. So the partial tear, there's no tear anymore. I guess my placenta looks good. It looks healthy. It looks normal. But now there's this extra mass or lobe or blood clot, or we don't know what it is, and he couldn't tell me what it is.
Again, I don't know why she wouldn't take that opportunity to clarify what is going on, to tell her subscribers, hey, yo, I actually have really great news, because the placenta abruption that I thought was an abruption actually is a hematoma. But she instead says, oh, the placenta abruption healed, and there's a new problem, the hematoma, which is just so weird to me. And it reminds me that, you know, she posted the story about the devastating news, and she was just trying to get everyone riled up so that they were ready to, you know, hear the tea on her channel about her pregnancy, which no health issue should ever be used as clickbait ever. And to say that her placenta abruption healed is just laughable. So many women are like, wait, hold up, did she just say the placenta abruption healed? Because it just doesn't happen that way. It's far more serious, and I don't know why she's trying to play it off like she is all right and everything's all good, because everyone else was extremely worried about you last week. Later on in the video, she talks a little bit more about what is happening with her situation, and she talks about how her doctor just cannot provide her any answers at all. He doesn't know what is going on. She claims that she believes the tear has healed itself because she's been taking it easy, and it just doesn't really add up to me, like, at all. Obviously, it doesn't make sense, and I feel like she even knows it doesn't make sense, because as she films this video, she's looking around for her story. That's what I always say. If someone looks to the left or looks to the right, you know, as they're trying to tell you something, obviously they are thinking about what they're going to be saying next, and I feel like she is looking to the left for her story because she's trying to explain how a placenta abruption could just disappear.
Possible placenta abruption. So it says it right here, possible placenta abruption. And both my doctors said the same thing, that my placenta was starting to tear. And so when I asked him, like, did my tear heal? He really just couldn't tell me. I think it did heal. I think there was a tear there, and me taking it really, really easy ended up healing that. But my doctor honestly couldn't even give me an answer. I'm going to get the ultrasound photo. It's out in my purse, and show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the only photo that he sent me home with a hard copy. At the practice I'm seen at, they do it all like over the phone, so they send me a link to view my ultrasound photos. So I'll show you guys those of the baby. But this, okay, so here is the baby. This is my placenta up here, and this is, I guess, what we're worried about now.
Tara may have thought that she was being really open and honest with you guys by showing off the paperwork, but in my opinion, she just dug her own grave, because she is showing you guys what the doctor told her versus what she told you guys on the camera, which isn't adding up. I'm no medical expert at all, but the paperwork revealed that the lobe, aka the hemorrhage, was actually 4 inches long. But she was telling her subscribers, her fans, that the abruption was 4 inches long. If she was having an abruption at this size at 13 weeks, it would have been fatal, because the placenta gets as big as the baby. In my opinion, it seems like she is lying. On top of the eye movements and the body language, it seems like Tara just doesn't really have her story put together. As far as the hematoma, there is still some risk there. It's not like there's no issues at all. The hematoma will not go away, but it could be ruptured or absorbed into the body, and it's definitely not as serious as a placenta tear. For now, the baby is super healthy, and I'm honestly sending good vibes to Tara and her family and her husband and her children, because obviously we want her baby number 4, her little girl, to be perfectly healthy and safe. Nobody wants her baby to be ill at all. But we also don't want her to lie about her baby's health, her unborn baby's health, to get clout off of the situation. At first, I feel like she wasn't intentionally lying about the situation. She's obviously just very uneducated about her own health or what was going on. And honestly, maybe it was really confusing for her. But the main problem here is that she didn't go back and correct her mistake. She just continued acting like, oh yeah, my placenta healed, but now I got this hematoma. Like, hold up, sis. Like, obviously, you did not know what was going on, and if you did know what was going on, you were lying about it because you saw the whole Chrissy Teigen situation, you know, the whole YouTube clickbait and clout. It just seems like it's all too good to be true. Your terror didn't just heal like that, and people are starting to question what is going on here. But when they ask her, when they question her, she deletes comments. She deletes comments on Instagram, on YouTube, and it just makes other people get more and more frustrated because they feel like you are hiding something rather than just being really open and saying, you know what, I didn't know what was happening to my body. I was really emotional. I just posted the video. You continue to try to hide the truth and collect attention and money and, views from people who care about your well-being. So far, we have talked about 2 of the 4 videos that Tara has posted about the situation. First one titled An Update on What's Going On, where she shared the placenta abruption situation. She was really emotional and fans were really upset. Then she followed up with the My Ultrasound Update video, where she claims the placenta tear had healed, which doesn't happen, and that she's got a hematoma, and that is the new problem here. So we completely forgot about the placenta abruption. That is not going to be mentioned anymore, and now she's just got the hematoma. And again, I think it's really weird that she lied about this. Like, why not just tell everyone that you didn't know what was happening at first? During the same week she posted the ultrasound video, she posted this vlog as well titled High Risk Appointment, Getting Answers. And pretty much she talks to her husband in this video about the updates on her health and what is going on. And in this video, she shared that she is going to be on a modified bed rest, which is really crazy to think that like a week ago, she was talking about being on bed rest for the next, several months until March when her baby is due, to now being in a place where she is on modified bed rest. And she also talks about how the baby looks amazing. It actually looks pretty large for its size. Like, it looks a few weeks ahead. So the baby is thriving. And she even shares that the hematoma that started this whole thing has dried up. So, like, your girl had a 360 in 1 week, and I cannot imagine, like, posting this content or even just how to frame it. Like, how do you just wipe away that vlog that happened two weeks ago where you, not even 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, 2 vlogs ago, where you literally talk about how you are going to be forever changed from this, and now you are thriving, which again, we want her to thrive. We want her to be doing well. We're just confused. Like, what happened to like the really sad Tara we saw a week ago that was really distraught over what was going on here? Well, then she actually just posted a new vlog yesterday where she talks more about the hematoma, and she's up and moving around. Honestly, a normal daily vlog. As you guys can see, the title is High Risk Appointment for My Hematoma. So she is finally calling it a hematoma and, dropping the whole placenta abruption. But in this video, she goes to visit her new house that they are building. She goes to a pumpkin patch, and it just shows me that she is pretty okay. She's able to go around, take care of her children, visit multiple locations. So your girl Tara is doing all right. And again, we want her to be all right. That is great. Good vibes. Like, we don't want her to be sick or her baby to be sick or anything like that. So I'm glad that Tara is doing all right. I'm just wondering how she's like just dealing with deleting these comments and having your fans, question you. Like, so many people have reached out to me and said, yo, like, I watched this lady and she's clearly lying to us right now, and I want you to just dig into this because it's upsetting people. Comments are being deleted and her fans are feeling like they're being betrayed by this whole situation. Some may ask, like, why would Tara even lie in the beginning? Like, why even lie about this? And honestly, there are several reasons, because there wasn't the whole Chrissy Teigen thing, which I've mentioned several times, but like that got a lot of attention, and it could have given her reason to, try to frame this in a certain way. Again, I really hate to even think about that. Another reason why she may lie is because she is on her 4th baby, and like family channels just aren't doing well like that anymore. You guys know Brittany and Baby's last birth vlog was actually embarrassing with how the numbers were so low. So these baby vlogs and these parenting videos are kind of going downhill, and the whole like hematoma, placenta abruption, health issues really does help like invigorate their content and have their subscribers come back because they are worried, concerned, and want to know what is going on with Tara's health. Obviously, everyone wants her to be all right, so when they see stories about devastating news and they see videos going up about, you know, updates and she's crying, obviously people are going to click really quickly because they want to know what's going on. They care about you. They've been following you for some time, and these people are loyal subscribers who just want to make sure that you're all right. But you deleting comments about the whole placenta abruption is making them upset, and it makes them feel like you are hiding something from them. As someone who lives their life online, you should probably be a little bit more open and honest with what's going on. I mean, Tara has been doing this since 2017. She knows how the whole YouTube lifestyle goes, especially because she's friends with Aaron Williams, which my video on Aaron Williams will be coming one day. The problem here is, or the difference here is that Aaron Williams, she owns her crap. Like, she knows that she's annoying and that she's made horrible comments in the past and whatever, but Tara just doesn't own up to it. And her fans just want her to own up to the crap that she's been doing and her past, which includes drug use and criminal charges, which are really, really serious. And I think it paints a picture of who Tara really is behind the scenes. Behind all the mommy filters and the mommy vlogs, there is a real person here who has dealt with terrible things in her past, but she tries to act like she is just some angel here. Like I mentioned, Tara started in 2017 when she lived in Orange County, California with her husband, and he saved her from her addiction, which I will talk about in a minute. And then she later on moved to Texas, where she continued to put her vlogs up, mommy content, family content, and she has gained a lot of fame since then. She's got like close to 1 million subscribers. I mean, not that close, but like a few 100,000 more subscribers, and she's at 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is huge. And she has used her platform to put her children's lives online. Again, like kind of an invasion of privacy, and they cannot consent to that, but you guys already know how I feel about family channels. She's also posted a ton about herself and her husband, on her morning routines, her night routines, and this has led her to gaining fame online and becoming super popular. Actually, her oldest video was from December 28th, 2016, and she started it off by talking about her pregnancy, and she wanted to document her pregnancy process. So she had every intention of becoming a YouTuber mommy and putting her children's lives on YouTube. And that was back in 2016, 2017. But even in 2014, she was writing blogs about her babies and, you know, documenting the process. So Tara has always had this inkling that she would probably be a mommy vlogger someday because she has been documenting her children's lives, whether they like it or not. And throughout her years of blogging, she has made her fair share of mistakes. You guys know Austin and Catherine McBroom were recently in trouble because they included a clip that was not supposed to be in their vlog of Austin cussing at Catherine.
Okay.
My hair looks up. I would not film like this. So just go.
Okay. Hey,
Well, Tara had a similar situation, kind of, that went down. It wasn't as bad, but pretty much she had a moment where she yelled at Bailey, her daughter, to clean, and later on she removed that clip, which I think it makes it worse when you go on and you remove that clip. Like, I think it'd be more normal just to keep in a few seconds of you yelling at your child to show that you're a real person, rather than trying to edit it out as quickly as you can to protect your perfect family image.
Bailey, clean. Clean. And I'm down here.
Again, that clip is nothing compared to Austin and Catherine's clip, which if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my other video on it. But it is a moment that Tara had online that wasn't really a great look. Another thing I want to talk about, and again, I don't know if this is normal, so I need moms and parents to chime in. There are several vlogs that include this image, and you guys can see it in the corner, of a baby crib with a net over it. And pretty much she has a net over her 3-year-old's crib because the child, Shay, would climb out of the crib and she didn't want her to do that any longer. So she put a net over it, and some people are upset over this. Again, I don't think the net looks that bad. Seeing the picture, you guys can tell it obviously goes up. So it's like the child probably can stand and, you know, probably could even throw off the net if they wanted to. But it's a weird mommy thing that kind of like leaves a bad taste in our mouths. Something else she also does with her daughter Bailey that I thought was kind of weird was that she would leave a light in Bailey's room because Bailey would leave her room too early and, you know, go and bother mommy and daddy. So she would leave a light in her room that would turn off or turn on when Bailey was allowed to leave. So the child would be like pretty much locked in their room and staring at a light until the light turns on so they are able to leave their bedroom. I just find this kind of weird and kind of odd parenting methods, but I wanted to bring them up and like see what you guys think in the comments below, because maybe it's not weird. I mean, honestly, like, would the light thing be like good, or would it also mess with the child's like psychology, you know, because it is a weird like animalistic type of treatment to be like, yeah, when the light turns on, you're allowed to leave your room. Keep in mind that the kids are put down to bed at like 7 p.m. And they have to get up at 7 a.m. and they're in their rooms for like 12 hours at a time. So kids get hungry, kids need their parents, and I feel like putting a cage over the crib or putting a light in the wall to notify when the kids can, you know, come out and hang out is just kind of a weird energy. Like, I feel like if my mom did that, I would have some resentment against her. Now let's switch gears a little bit and talk about Tara's addiction, because it is something she has hinted about on her YouTube channel in the past, but she's never really gone into detail. And it's really weird because it feels like she uses it as an attention grab, but when it really comes down to it, she doesn't want to talk about her issues or her addiction, which could really help her subscribers and help her fans. She struggled for years and years, and her husband saved her from this. So obviously there's a story here that we don't know about, and when she talks about it on her YouTube channel, it's kind of weird. Like, you'll see it in this next clip. She's like, oh, I really want to tell my story someday, but the entire time she's like looking to the left, looking to the right. Like, girl, do you actually want to tell your story, or do you just want to use it as a highlight and to flex about it because you haven't told your story at all? And when you talk about it, it just gets really weird.
Okay, the next question is, will you ever do a video on your past addiction? Okay, so I've thought about this for so long, and I really do want to make a video on my past addiction and how I overcame that, because I know it can help so many people. But honestly, you guys, there's a person that was very involved in my story and in my addiction, and I feel like I can't tell my story fully without mentioning this person at all. And if I mention this person in any negative way, I feel like they would, I don't know what they would do, honestly. They aren't the best people, and I would just be very worried with what they would do if they were to find out that I ever spoke badly about them in any way, shape, or form. And honestly, I don't know how to tell my story without this person. So I don't know. I don't know if they watch my videos or not. I have no idea. But I feel like if they ever were to find out that I told my story and mention them, they could do a lot of damage. And I don't even want to go there. So I don't know. I really do want to tell my story and share it with you guys, because I know it could help a lot of you. I've gotten so many DMs over the last year, ever since I've shared that I went through an addiction, saying that you guys have been through it too and you overcame it, or you're currently going through an addiction and you want advice, and I'll give you all the advice in the world over a private DM. But I just don't know how to tell my story without this person. Maybe I can find the words one day to tell it without mentioning them, but it just won't be the full story. And I don't know. I really do want to tell it, you guys, but I don't know how.
So obviously there's a lot to take away from that clip. First off, why does it sound so scary? Like, who was she involved with? Some mob boss? Like, she makes it sound really, really scary. Like, not even the story itself, but like currently scary. Like, what is currently happening, or who is this man who is currently scaring Tara and like making it so that she cannot share her story? Like, when I first watched this, I was like, hold up, like, who is she talking about? Because it sounds like she was involved in like gangs or something. I also don't really get the whole excuse like, oh, I can't share my story without mentioning him. Like, just share your story and call him Bob or whoever. Just tell your story without this man or a mob boss or whoever it is. It kind of freaks me out just like hearing this, because I feel like she sounds like she's in danger, in my opinion. And again, this would be so helpful for your fans if you would share your story and open up to people. Like, talking to people through private DMs, like, that is not going to happen. She's not answering anyone's DMs about anyone's addiction, nor is she trying to address this situation. Obviously, there's something really dark when it comes to her past, and she's not sharing it. And it makes me think that there is such a crazy story here that needs to be unpackaged. I just hope that whatever it is, like, that she's safe, because this man she's referring to in her clips sounds really scary to me. But the good news is that Tara has been clean for 5 years, which is really hard to do. So honestly, a round of applause for Tara for being able to become clean. And she actually talks a little bit more about her sobriety in another YouTube video. And these are really the only 2 times she's ever talked about her addiction on her channel.
Today is Sunday, July 22nd, and it's actually my 5-year sobriety birthday. 5 years ago today, about the same time today too, it's about 11:30 in the morning, I was on my way to a rehabilitation center to get clean from opiates. And I've gotten a lot of requests to share my addiction story and how I overcame that and built this life that I have for myself today. And while I really want to tell my story, you guys, and I know I could help so many people, I really just believe in my heart that I'm not ready. I get very bad anxiety to the point where I start shaking like I am now, and I'm just not ready fully to share my story yet. I've talked to so many people that are close to me, and all of them have reminded me that I have a family to protect now. If I didn't have my 2 little girls, and I didn't have Adam, and I didn't have this life that I built for myself today, I would be more willing to share my story, but I have to think of my kids first, and I have to protect myself and protect them and protect my family and my business. And I want to share my story so bad, you guys, but I just don't think I have the words to explain it yet. And I'm just mentally not ready, and I'm not there yet.
Protect your family from who? Like, who is this man? Who is this scary man? Because I'm even scared now of him, and I don't even know who he is. I feel like Tara is really making it sound maybe even worse than it actually is. That might be a theme with her, but also, like, I'm very interested and also scared for her, because it does sound frightening. And like, who is she protecting her family from? Like, it just sounds like really, really weird to me. And I find this this part of Tara, her addiction and her story, just a really large open wound that subscribers are still really curious to learn about. There's actually another open wound for Tara, and it sounds like she's got several open wounds, so she needs to get some bandages, but she does not like to talk about her criminal past, which, again, nobody likes to acknowledge the fact that they have done something wrong in the past and that they were previously a criminal, but also that's just part of being human, and sharing that experience online allows people to understand who you are and to understand your past, your character, and who you are now. To show people that you were once a drug addict and a criminal, and now you are a famous YouTuber, mommy, successful businesswoman, is incredible. And I don't know why she wants to wipe away her past like that, because I feel like her past is what makes her stronger. Her criminal activity, though, was a long time ago, and it's not really relevant anymore. But when it comes down to it, she still denies it, and I don't really understand why she would deny these charges, because there's legal files, like, we've got receipts on them. It all happened a long time ago, back in 2011, 2014, and she was young. She was like 19 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old, 22. So at this point, she was still figuring out herself, and I don't want to rag on her for her criminal past. I just want to briefly bring it up because it's something she denies, and I feel like, again, you could just use this as a strength and make yourself stronger. People go through things like this. I personally have never had a criminal charge. You can go look me up. But like, other people go through this. Like, I know KK and Baby J or whatever, they have gone through it. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's better to just take ownership and accountability of what you have done and move forward, showing people that you are a better person and how you have improved. There are so many people in the world who are in a bad place right now, and to see you as a motivator, as a role model, showing that you flipped your life around is a great inspiration to so many people and something I feel like I would want to share with my subscribers. But just to go through the receipts, back in 2011, she had a DUI from when she was still 19. She also had DUIs from 2013 when she was 21. She had a charge for petty theft in 2012 when she was 21. And then in 2014, she was actually sentenced to go to jail for a couple of days for the DUIs, which again, I don't know if she actually went to jail. There's this huge rumor that she went to jail when she was pregnant for several days, and I do want to take a moment to address this rumor. So pretty much her husband has addressed the rumor on Tara's page on Facebook and said that she was never in jail while pregnant with Bailey. And okay, we'll take his word for it, and I will accept that. I'm not over here saying it is fact that she was in jail while she was pregnant, but you guys know that she also had her blogging situation at that time, her mommy blog, and she was stepping away for a couple days during the time where she supposedly would be locked up, and it kind of seems like she may have served some time in prison while she was pregnant. But again, it's not 100% clear, and it's not like set in stone, but it's something that her husband has addressed and something that seems to be a sore spot with the whole, Henderson household. The main issue I have is that she denies the DUIs, she denies the petty theft, and she denies the fact that she was on probation until 2019, literally on probation until last year. So she has had her fair share of issues with the law, which I am not judging her for at all. The part I am judging is the fact that she's trying to hide it and act like it did not happen. Like, people need to stop, trying to run away from their problems. Like, if you run away from your problems, I will be coming up running even faster with the receipts to show your fans that you are lying to them. It is so much more rewarding to live an honest life online and not to lie to people. Like, I had my whole phase in high school where I lied to people, and I had so much guilt from it because you have to keep up with your lies and you need to follow up with them, and it just seems really just way too much to deal with. Like, it's so much more amazing to live a open and honest life, and I encouraged her to do that as well. I mean, she could easily go and clarify this whole placenta abruption situation. She could talk about her criminal past and how it's made her stronger, and she could share about her addiction if she wants to. Again, all these are really personal things, and any normal person watching this would be like, you know what, like, that's personal, I'm not going to share that, and that's totally all right. But Tara is in a different situation. She is a YouTuber. Her life and her career is sharing her personal life online. And when you're sharing this life or trying to paint this image as a perfect mommy, a perfect household, people are going to call you out on it because it's just not reasonable. At least Erin Williams knows that she's a crappy person. The issue with Tara is that she doesn't realize that some of the things that she is doing is kind of crappy because she is lying about it. Like, the placenta abruption thing is like life-changing, and the fact that she never clarified that just leaves such a bad taste in my mouth. And I hope that Tara finds some peace with these situations and can move forward knowing the truth and presenting the truth to her subscribers. But at the end of the day, I am sending good vibes to Tara. I don't dislike her at all, and actually watching her content, it made me kind of like her because I can see why you guys enjoy her. But I just want to hold her accountable, and honestly, going forward, every time someone comes on my channel or a story is presented on my channel, I keep up with them. So from now on, there's going to be a Tara playlist, and I will be keeping you guys up to date on Tara and what's going on with her. And if she does anything wrong, like, people are going to hold her accountable. That's just how life works. But leave a comment below on what you guys would like for me to talk about next. Like, do you want me to talk about Erin Williams? Do you want me to talk about someone new? Do you want me to just talk about something completely different? I don't know, but comment below. You guys can also send me something if you'd like to my P.O. box. It is included in the description. And on my other channel, I like to open things on camera, so it's really fun, and I always love anything you guys send to me. So until next time, I will see you guys in a new video soon, but make sure you stay safe out there, especially with this very stressful week. I am sending you guys some love and good vibes, and I'll see you again soon on my channel. Bye.